So here I am, about to start Bullfrog Goldfield. Take a look at the first player. He's got to make his choice of which card he wants to take. Now, looking at the different cards, I think the Smelter Owner is the best because for a first choice at the early game, because it's going to give him $10,000 real quick. Money seems important, early money especially, and it's got a 2, which means he gets the second operation. That one card doesn't look like it's going to give you a huge bonus compared to some of the other cards. Go to the next player. He's got his choices here. Placing lots of trains, that sounds really useless right now. I don't think I want to go with railway. Being able to build a building, weak. Purchasing stock, that gives me an extra action as far as I'm concerned, because I'm going to want to purchase stock at some point in the game. So that's an interesting one. On the other hand, maybe the Assayer with his extra action at the end of the cycle is just as good, and he's got a lower number. Means I can maybe pick my area first. I think this is the best second choice right now. We go to the third player, and he's looking at some of these, and he says, it's really between these two. I don't have a die kicking around, which is a pity. Yes, I do. Alrighty. Here's a die. I'll make a roll between the two because I think they're about equal. He's going to go for first choice. He thinks maybe picking the first mine is of some value. Getting that extra stock action seems like it's of value. And now the last player is stuck with one of two, neither of which looks terribly valuable. Does he want to go for trains, or is purchasing a building of any great value? Purchasing buildings is useful and not terribly expensive, right? Costs 20,000. If he starts a company with 20, that sounds worth it. The real question here, and I'm gonna, on a 1 or 2, I'm gonna go with a railway, with the thought of somebody else will have a railway. Yeah, about 4 turns. Yeah, they're cheaper trains. So yeah, I'm gonna go 50-50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, he's going to go with the railroad commissioner, and that leaves the building contractor out for this turn. He's looking at going to grab a railroad and try to build it as an option here. It seems like an interesting choice. All right. Now, going to the rounds, we're going to start off with the prospector, who's going to get the first action. I'll come back in a moment for that. So, our first player is sitting here on $25,000 and the choice of the first mine. Looking at all the different mine locations, Silver Peaks Mine looks like it's in the best position. It's not far from one railroad, has a second one that's not terribly far from it. And yes, it's only got one town near it. I don't know if there are any that are near 2 towns. I'm looking to see. There's 2 guys near one town, but I don't see any that have 2 settlements near them. Wow, this is kind of a bone settlement. It doesn't. Okay, so let's go with this one. What is it? Silver Peak. The question now becomes, how much money does he want to invest in it? Here's the thing. He can pull extra cash doing the action number 5, whatever that is, hauling ore. But other options are purchasing buildings. That would cost more money than he has. So the issue here becomes, how much money do you want to put on this company? Putting $25,000 seems attractive because you'll get all that cash on here. But so what? I mean, it's a corporation. Well, that means other people who buy his shares will also have to put that much money in, or something like that much money. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, though. It seems to me he's better off going with the low end of the spectrum, keeping more money, because he doesn't want to hit this wall and have no chance of getting beyond it. So he's just going to put $10,000 on it. That means that people are going to have to spend at least that much to buy his shares. He can always put another one in and get a second share of his corporation. So that'll be his first action. Now we go to player 2, and I hate doing this kind of thing where the player order's scrambled all over the place. But that's the aspect of this game. It's not so bad, not solitaire. So the second player, oh, he didn't get his money. He has $10,000 extra. Now he has the second choice of mines and has to choose, and he is going to go with a mine, what the second best choice is. This was clearly the first in terms of getting linked up by someone's railroad. Second best looks like it may be also down here with the rhyolite mines. Again, it's not as close as the red one to everything. So maybe he's best grabbing one that's close to him. This one's 2 away, this is 2 away, that's no better. That's way away from everything. This guy is far. So yeah, I think the rhyolite's a good choice. So he's going to go with whatever that is. It should be blue. There it is. And how much is he willing to pay? Well, he would like to be able to get away with $5,000 because he'd have enough cash to build his train right away, or to build a building right away. But he's not going to do that. Now, does he want to make his worth just a little bit more? That's money that he could pay out as dividends along with his own cash. I don't see much value to putting a lot of money into it, though. Why make it higher than the others? Well, it makes it more possible for his stock to hit 100 before the end of the game. But I don't think that's too likely with these early purchases. So he's also going to put his, at $10,000. That's the money he made here. He's not going to, the haul ore only brings what, $2,000 and increases stock, but that's not going to make much difference. He's not going to have enough to be able to build a building right away, which he'd like to do at some point, but he'll have enough next turn probably. So that's number 2. We go to number 3. It's the railway commissioner. Now he's able to place trains at a discount. Now, right away it looks like we've got a bonus with this company. Question here is, does he want to just buy the train company? And I think the answer is yes. And he's going to buy that red train company, Silver Peak, place it here, get the pile of trains here. He wants to start it with good income or good capital. So he's going to pay $25,000 right off, and the train marker is yeah, he'll do that. The train marker is going to play here because he's going to play it here and set it up here in the town. Well, wait, maybe he doesn't want to pay $25,000 because I think it may be the first company into that location. Let's take a look. Railroad build track at a town site. So here's the problem. Is this building track at a town site or not? I'm going to have to look at the rules and try to see if that's the case. So hold on for a second. So I have to figure that it has to be, which means he's not going to put all 25 on there because he's going to get, for being the first connected railroad, plus 12. So he only wants to put 13,000 in there. 13? Will there be an increase? There may be. With 13,000 in the company, oh, but that's the wrong guy. Oh, I screwed up. With 13,000 in the company, that means he gets 12,000 back. And the reason that this is, that I'm doing it this way, and that it has to be this way, I think, is because if someone else comes here, his value is going to drop just as though he was connected, from what I can see. So I think for $12,000 or $13,000, he gets that extra 12 in his stock value, and it shoots way up. That's the only way that I can understand that this works. Okay. So now let's take a look at what we have next. We're going to go to the fourth player, and that's the assayer. And he's able to take an extra action at the end of the cycle. He hasn't done that yet. Now he gets to pick where he wants to build. And now here's the weird thing. His choice might be the Bullfrog Mines for this very reason. This company's already up and a train's going to be running. That's going to help him. So, it does not seem at all unreasonable to me for him to buy also that company near the operating train. And again, I may be misplaying this in the sense of any strategy here, but he's going to pick up the Bullfrog Mine at $10,000. And that'll set that here. Okay, and now we go to, there's no fifth player, the sixth player, who's the stockbroker. He's allowed to buy stock for free and then take another action. Well, he's going to make a choice here. He could drop 25,000 into that railway company. It's a good buy, I would say, but he'd be bonusing the owner of that railway company. He'd rather not do that. He has to make this on his own. But where do you go now? Most of the companies that have been taken are kind of in, oh, this guy's near two towns. Okay, he's going to go for that Tonopah. And this is going to be his free bonus action. And also, he doesn't want to put a lot of money into a mine. So he'll put $10,000 in it as well. And that's the purple Tonopah. And he gets that there. That's not terribly far from the Black Railroad. And it's in next to two towns, which was something that I was really considering I wanted. So that becomes a valuable place. Okay. Now, that's not the first round, though, because he still has another action. He used his free stock action for that. What does he have? Well, not enough to do much with. He could buy another mine. That might bring him more cash than anything else he can do. So he's going to pick up the Manhattan mines as well. And start that up at $10,000. that gives him a jump on everyone else. He's got 2 companies now. And I see no real reason not to start them at that kind of cost. All right. And that's the end of the first round. We'll start on the second round, and I'll load this one up for you.